Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to lesson 2D. Inshallah ta'ala, in today's lesson, we want to continue with the discussion on plurals. Before we go into the lesson, for those of you that have completed the activity on page 17, these are the answers. The link can also be found on the YouTube video. So the first question was related to masculine unbroken plurals, and the answer is it ends in una or ina, and that is what we discussed in the last lesson. Unbroken plurals in the Arabic language. The feminine unbroken plurals end in atun and atin. So what you see in red there are the answers you needed to fill in. And then you needed to highlight all the masculine unbroken plurals in green, the endings, just the endings in greens, so that the ina, una sound is quite apparent. And then whatever is feminine unbroken plurals, that had to be highlighted in pink, again the endings, atun and atin. So all the answers appear on this particular page 17. At the bottom here, as-sadiqatin is what is highlighted in red. You needed to correct this example. The correct answer would be sadiqatin without alif lam, or as-sadiqati. So what you see highlighted in red is incorrect because again you have alif lam and tanween, which is virtually impossible to have two words, one word being two things, ma'rifa and nakira, at the same time. So going into today's lesson 2D, we want to do the second type of plural, al-jam'ul mukassar, the broken plural. So as we discussed in the last lesson, that there are two types of plural. As a beginner, for you to know, unbroken, salim, and broken is mukassar. The broken plural, mukassar, is very easy now to identify once we have completed the unbroken plural. So broken plural now, whether masculine or feminine, would not take any one of those four endings. So for example, if it is masculine, it would not end in una or ina, and if it's feminine, it would not end in atun or atin. So once you know a particular word, the meaning of it is giving a plural meaning. Now you need to just check, does that word end in una, ina, atun or atin? If it doesn't end in one of those endings, you can understand that plural to be broken plural. So that's how easy it is, and that is why we first did the concept of unbroken plural to give you these four endings. So now when you come to broken plural, you can understand it much easier. A plural word not ending in una, ina, atun, atin will be considered to be a broken plural. The only difficulty you'll have if you do not know the meaning of the word, and it's not ending in una, ina, atun, or atin, then obviously you can't consider every word to be plural. So that is why I'm putting emphasis on the meaning part. Once you know the meaning, then you check whether it's broken or unbroken. And this is what's important now, this particular point I'm making now. Broken plurals do come on several patterns. So the scholars of grammar did give us many patterns of broken plurals. However, when doing Quranic Arabic, more emphasis should be placed on learning the meaning of the Quranic words. Because once we know the meaning, then we can easily determine whether it's broken or unbroken. Is it important to know whether the plural is broken or unbroken? Yes, it is important, and the importance of that you will see in the lessons to come. Why is that important to know? So it does throw light on many other grammar rules and aspects as well when you're doing Quranic Arabic. But for now, I would say concentrate on the meaning of the words that do appear in the notebook. Let's look at the examples now of broken plural. We're looking at examples of masculine and feminine. So if you take a singular word, rajulun. So now we know rajulun is one man. we learn the dual, rajulani. And now we learn the plural is rijalun. So once you learn rijalun means 3 plus men. Not 1, not 2, but 3 plus, 3 and more. Once you know that, now if you are asked, is this broken or unbroken? When you say rijalun, it has no una, ina, atun, ating ending sound. So you understand it to be broken plural. That's how easy it can become once you know the meaning. Another example, a feminine example, imra'atun is a woman, one woman. Imra'atani, two women. And the plural is nisa'un. So nisa'un, we now learn the plural, it's many women, 3 plus. If you are now asked, is it broken or unbroken? Easy to give the answer. It is a broken plural. Reason being, it doesn't end in una, ina, atun, or atin. Another example is kitabun, which is one book. We make it two dual, kitabani, two books. And then the plural is kutubun. So kutubun means many books, 3 plus. And we can understand why it is broken plural. Then we have sahifatun, which can be translated as scripture or scroll. Sahifatani, 2 scriptures. And then the plural is suhufun, also in the Quran. So you got sahifatun, sahifatani, suhufun. Suhufun means many scriptures. Broken or unbroken, you'll be able to give the answer. You know it is broken, no una, ina, atun, or atin ending. So you can see now you're getting the full package. You're getting singular, dual, and broken plural. And this is how you need to learn the vocabulary of words, especially if it appears in the Quran. Then you need to know all 3 forms of the word. If not, whatever appears in the Quran, that will also be sufficient. We take another example of body parts. Wajhun is face, F-A-C-E. And then wajhani is 2 faces. And the plural is hujuhun. So this is broken plural, hujuhun. Another example is yadun, is 1 hand, followed by yadani, 2 hands. You can see the dual words are all consistent. Ani, ani. I'm just putting the ani, can be ani as well, but ani is normally the form in which we primarily learn it in. And then you've got ad as the plural. So you've got yadun, yadani, and ad. So if you're asked, is ad broken or unbroken? You know it means hands. You've learned the vocabulary. Now you need to just say whether it's broken or unbroken. Una, ina, atun, atin, what you're looking for, it doesn't exist. Hence, ad will be a broken plural. So the other reason why the patterns are not given is because obviously if you don't know the meaning of words in the Quran as yet, and you're a beginner, you can be looking at an example that might be singular in nature, and because it doesn't end in una, ina, atun, atin, you can consider it to be plural because you don't know the meaning. So that's why at this point it's not of significance to go into the patterns of broken plurals. We can now refer to the book. We are on page 18. Right on the top we've got plural, jam'ul mukassar, and then it tells us about plural words which do not end in una, ina, atun, and atin are considered to be broken plurals. In Arabic, broken plural words have many patterns. The best way for a beginner is to learn the meaning of the broken plurals instead of the patterns. Learn as you go. These are some examples. Alimun, alimani, ulama, rasulun, rasulani, rusul, rajulun, rajulani, rijalun. So you can see now how you have all 3 forms of number, singular, dual, and plural. More examples on page 19. So you have kutubun, buyutun, houses, anbiya, prophets. There is also nabiyun, but I'm just choosing anbiya for now. Abwabun is doors or gates. wujuhun, which we did, and aidi also came in the presentation. So these are all the broken plurals on the extreme left. You got to learn the meanings, and if you can learn what the singular and dual, it's all the better. More examples on page 20. Suhufun masajidu, we say like masjids. Dhunubun, sins. Anharun, rivers. Nisa'un, women. And yatama, orphans. Yatimun is one orphan. Yatimani, there's the ani again. Two orphans. And yatama, orphans. 3 plus. And the difference between this, rajulun, rajulani, rijalun, which is men. But we say rijlun, rijlani, and arjul for legs. The root letters are the same, ra, jim, lam. The difference comes with the vowels and whether the letter has a sukun, jazm or not. So that's how we need to learn it. Then you got aynun, aynani, a'yun. Aynun, which is I, the plural is a'yun. And this is interesting because aynun, which is a spring of water or fountain, the plural is uyunun. Both appear in the Quran. It's a difference between a'yun and uyun. When you look at the singular and the dual, it's the same, exact same. The difference comes in the broken plural. Now we go on to the activities. We're on page 22 of the notes, the revisional activity, and we're saying revisional activity because we're incorporating lesson 2C with 2D, unbroken and broken plurals. So whatever is the unbroken plurals, put it in green, and the broken plurals, you can put it in blue, as you can see here. And then after that, count each one and put the number at the bottom. How many do you find on this particular page that goes to this category, broken, and then on the extreme left, unbroken. Page 22 is multiple choice. The word is on the top, like yadani, you must state it is singular, dual, or plural. So look at the Arabic word right on the top of each one. And looking at the Arabic word, you don't have to provide the meaning. You need to just state whether it is singular, dual, or plural. Obviously, it's always better to first learn the vocabulary when you're doing the particular exercise or activity so that you already know the meaning. We don't have to go back and refer to the notes. Page 24, you need to tick the box with the correct answer. Like you got sabirina. You need to state here whether it's broken or unbroken. So we know all of these words are plural. So they are all plural examples. It's just a matter of stating whether it is broken or unbroken, as you have learned now in 2C and 2D. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the lesson on broken plurals. Very significant, many examples in the Quran. Easy to remember, no una, ina, atun, atin at the end. It will be considered to be broken. That's all for today's lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.